Hi, I'm Sunny, and this is my podcast, Creator, Created, Creating. Short and sweet mindset shifts for intentional life creation. It's not a silver bullet, it's a starting point. So I want to talk about how we have this mentality in our culture that there are silver bullets, and because of that mentality, then we kind of compare and judge everything out there against that mentality. So let me give you an example. Like, people will be like, well, taking some deep breaths isn't going to work. Yes, it is. Is taking some deep breaths going to heal everything? Absolutely not. It's a starting point. It's not a silver bullet. The deep breaths are a starting point. All of my work is a starting point. But if I had the mentality and carried the mentality that it was supposed to be a silver bullet that fixes everything, that would be a lot of stress for me to carry. And I need to know, in order to even be able to begin to be able to do my work in the world, I need to know it's not gonna be a silver bullet. It's just gonna be a starting point. It's gonna be just like those breaths. Those breaths are a starting point. With those breaths, there's a little bit more space, just a little bit more space, and from that space, new things are born, new possibilities are born, new actions are born, new thoughts are born. New things are born from that space, and my work is the same way, and everything is the same way. It's a starting point. It creates a new space in the new direction that you've chosen to go. When you chose to do that thing. If you chose to take 3 deep breaths, if you chose to buy my work, if you chose to buy someone else's work, if you chose to buy something, you did it because it was giving you, it was in the direction you want to go. So if it's a piece of clothing, it's the direction is I want to feel better about myself. So if it's something like my work, it's like I want to build a more beautiful life for myself. If it's taking a deep breath, it's like I want to feel more peace. I want to be more calm. I want to feel more relaxed. So you're always moving in the direction with that choice. But when we have this mentality that there are silver bullets and that things are supposed to be it, that our work or anyone else's work or anything else in the entire world or person in the entire world can be that silver bullet, then we just, nothing can measure up to that. And we measure everything against that. Well, it's a failure in some way because it didn't solve everything forever. Amen. Nothing does. Nothing ever will. Nothing ever will. Do things create change? Absolutely they do. Do they create change that's unshakable forever and nothing ever happens again? No. Change is the only constant. Get used to it. I'm speaking to myself. I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to that part of myself that's like, I can't do the change. Yeah, you're doing it. You're doing the change. You're doing it all the time, and you will be able to do it in the future when it happens again. So when we don't use that comparison model, then you can be free. Like, is that is your work a starting point? If you are a massage therapist or a body therapist and you expect yourself to completely heal the client with one session, I mean, that's absurd. And even with 10 sessions, because we are constantly changing, evolving beings. You might rectify some issues, you might heal some issues, and then some other issues might pop up. Like, this is an ongoing thing in life. We're always changing and evolving, and we always have new needs and new places that we're trying to deepen into. So, yes, taking 3 deep breaths can change everything. Yes, taking 3 deep breaths is enough. Yes. Yes, it is. And yes, that means your work. And whatever that gives is enough. It's not supposed to be everything. It's not supposed to fix everything, solve everything, and make everything permanently better forever and ever. Amen. That doesn't exist. So if we can just come to grips with the fact that that doesn't exist, then we'll stop putting so much pressure on ourselves and on other people. And we'll allow our work to sell and be the starting point that it is, or be the deepening point that it is, or be just another breadcrumb on the trail of the person who is pursuing whatever they're pursuing. So I hope you found that helpful, because I found that really helpful this morning. Because I was like, I read something like that, and I was like, some people were like making fun of like deep breaths, and I was like, deep breaths fucking changed my life. So I'm not going to discount that for 1 second. Like, yes, it was a starting point. Like, those deep breaths allowed me to slow down for a minute and ask myself what the hell I want out of life. I want some more peace. Like, okay, so I'll do some more deep breaths, and then that peace opened up new desires, and like, and this has all just led me in the direction of my most beautiful life, which just keeps getting more beautiful and has plenty of challenges also. And it's all good. It's all good. So, yeah, that's all. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, and P.S. I always have P.S. P.S.'s. P.S. I know from my own experience of doing the same thing, doing the same thing myself. So I'm not above that. I'm not better than that. I've done that too. I know that whomever was saying something like that was saying it because they believe that if something was that easy or effective, they would be out of a job. But that's not true unless you make it true. Because there are always going to be people who want to deepen, and you can always change how you do your work. And there are always going to be a place for every step of that journey. The deep breath is just the first step. Just like people say the same thing about tons of things, about affirm. You can't just visualize. You can't just affirm what you want to. You can't just decide. Like, you can't just. People get so pissed because of that silver bullet mentality. They're thinking like that's going to be like the whole thing. No, it's just the first step. It's a starting point, and that starting point unfolds everything that is going to need to happen after that. But it all starts there. That's a vital, vital piece that you can't do without it. Sometimes that can just change everything. And sometimes like there's going to be a lot that's going to be born from that space, or that intention, or that visualization, or that affirmation. So, yeah, end of PS. Thanks for joining me today. And if you'd like to find out more about me and my work, you can find me at sunnychapman.com.